Hi, I'm Virginia from Homestart Infant Feeding Peer Support Team. We support mums, parents, babies with breastfeeding, mixed feeding, expressing, formula feeding. And normally we wouldn't talk about our own personal experiences of feeding our own babies. But we thought, particularly for antenatal mums and parents, it might be quite interesting. So without further ado, I am going to pass the knitted breast along.
Thank you. My name's Emma and I chose to breastfeed my children because I was breastfed and my sister breastfed her children, and therefore I just thought it was what I'd seen around me and I really wanted to give it a try. And from the moment I did it, it just felt so right, and it was so nice to be able to just breastfeed wherever and whenever. My daughter really took to it. She gained weight quite well, and every time I fed her I thought, I'm helping her to grow. I had full support of my husband, who really was happy seeing how happy it made us both feel as well. The benefits are great and it doesn't cost any money, and it's just more and more time close with your baby, bonding, and I just loved it. So I'd say to anybody, just give it a try. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Denise. I chose to breastfeed my baby because I felt I would be giving them the right food. When I had two children only 18 months apart, and my family were living in an RAF quarter and we didn't have much money, that was another factor, because breastfeeding is free. The second reason I chose to breastfeed was convenience. It meant that I didn't have to sterilise bottles, make them up, go down in the night to warm them up. And also when I had my parents visit and my dad was a little bit uncomfortable with my breastfeeding around him, it meant it gave me a reason to go upstairs and to be able to sit in peace and listen to some relaxing music while I breastfed my baby. However, talking about the practical reasons, I wasn't expecting how great the emotional reasons were and the feedback. So the whole experience of being so close to my baby and the rush of feel-good hormones that I experienced each time I did a feed, and the bond that I was able to establish between me and my baby was such an incredibly special experience for us both.
Thank you. Hi, my name's Amy. I breastfed because I always knew that I was breastfed and my brother was breastfed and my friends breastfed, so I never really thought about doing anything else. When we did find out we were having twins, we were told that it was unlikely we would be able to breastfeed exclusively, so we did think about expressing and mixed feeding with formula. We tried a little bit when they arrived, but it seemed like a lot of pressure to have to do everything, so in the end we focused exclusively on breastfeeding. It was hard to begin with, but it did actually get better, and it meant that I got individual time to bond with each twin, which was just so important at the time and was really invaluable. There you go.
Thank you. My name's Virginia, and I chose to breastfeed because my sister-in-law had breastfed my nieces, and it just looked a really lovely experience. And then with my own children, we talked with my partner, and that's why we decided to go for it. And it was brilliant. I did have support with my first child, and that was crucial to getting a good start for me. And I continued because I just loved, I suppose if I'm honest, it was good for me in terms of boosting my mental health if I felt a bit down, or they were sort of crying, a cuddle, which often would lead to breastfeeding, and it was just so lovely. yeah, that's why I breastfed.
Hi, my name's Leila. I chose to breastfeed my baby because I thought that it would be the most natural way to nourish her once she was born. I really liked the idea of my body being able to produce exactly what she needed, and I thought it would be a really natural progression from her having grown inside my body to be able to feed her myself. When she was born, however, it didn't feel like a natural experience. I struggled a lot, and it was very frustrating and quite upsetting. However, I did manage to find enough determination, and with a lot of perseverance and a lot of support from many different people around me, we did get there in the end. And it did become the experience that I'd hoped that it would be. It felt very natural, and it was very enjoyable. And I really liked watching her grow, knowing that everything that I had given her was everything that she needed. It was a very positive experience in the end, and I always look back on it with fond memories.
Thank you. I'm Shruti, infant feeding peer supporter, and the reason why I breastfed was because that's what I grew up seeing, so it didn't really feel like a decision that I had to make. It was just something that I knew I was going to do. But having said that, it wasn't always easy, especially the first time around, so I'm really grateful for all the wonderful support that I received. I particularly enjoyed going to groups, and I really enjoyed the social aspect of it. Breastfeeding has provided me with some of my most cherished memories of my children as babies, and I'm really happy to be able to support other families now. Thank you.
Thanks. Hi, I'm Amy. I chose to breastfeed my 3 children, mainly because of the health benefits to both them and me. So the health benefits to baby that particularly interested me were passing on my immunity to baby and reducing their risk of getting illnesses through breastfeeding, and also the reduced risk to me of getting ovarian cancer or breast cancer. That certainly appealed to me. And the other part would be the convenience of it. Breastfeeding, it's always available. It's always at the right temperature for baby. It's always at the right quantity that they need at that time. And just building that bond with my children and my babies was just magical to me. Just that whole relationship, the breastfeeding relationship, if they needed comfort, if they wanted to go to sleep, if they just wanted to cuddle with me, or if I wanted to cuddle with them, it was just absolutely fantastic. And yeah, really glad I breastfed my children. Thanks.
Thank you. Hi, my name's Lindsey. The reasons why I chose to breastfeed my babies was that I felt it was important to be able to give them a milk that was naturally produced in my body rather than a milk that was artificially produced in a factory. As the days and weeks went on, I started to really enjoy the ebb and flow of breastfeeding, the quiet times that I spent with my babies, feeding on the settee or sat up in the early hours of the morning watching TV, feeding them. I love to be able to look down at them and see them looking up at me, knowing that they were satisfied and that they were enjoying the milk, that they felt safe and secure as I was holding them close to me. It made me feel like I was doing the best I could by them, and it made me feel like a good mum. I got a huge sense of achievement when they were growing and developing, and I knew it was all based on what my body had produced and been able to give to them in terms of milk. I felt quite free breastfeeding. I'm not particularly organised, so I feel I would have struggled making up bottles, remembering how much formula to take out with me, organising where I was going to make up my bottles and get the water from to make up the formula. Breastfeeding just meant it was in my body, on tap, right temperature, sterilised, so I didn't have to worry about any of that. I could just be out for as long as I wanted to with my babies, because I had the food and drink on board. We did a little bit of travelling with my babies when they were younger, so that definitely helped, having the milk in my body rather than in my suitcase really helped with my luggage allowance, so that was another benefit for me. Yeah, so that's me, and those are my reasons. I'll pass on the boob to the next person so they can tell you theirs.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Amy and I've been a peer supporter for just over a year, but I've actually been breastfeeding for 6 years and 8 months, which sounds like a really long time when I say it out loud. I have 2 children and I'm still breastfeeding my youngest, who was 2 just a few months ago. Now, the World Health Organization recommends breastfeeding for at least the first 2 years and beyond, so I'm now in that beyond category with my son, and the reasons I continue to breastfeed him because when he's upset, it calms him down. If he's feeling poorly, it makes him feel better. And also for the connection that we get when I've been at work all day and I collect him from the childminders, and we can have a nice snuggle together and have some milk and get that lovely shot of oxytocin. And I suppose we'll carry on breastfeeding until we agree together that it's time to stop.
Hi, I'm Marie. I chose to breastfeed as I'm part of a really large family, and babies and breastfeeding is something that I grew up around. I didn't realise there were other ways to feed your baby until I had a baby of my own. I just thought that breastfeeding was something that everybody did. Thank you.
So that's all from the team at Homestart, Tameside and Oldham. Thank you for watching. We've really enjoyed putting this video together and we hope it helps. Please do get in touch. Thank you.